Hey everyone, so I am back at it here. I am going to begin working on making this. I'm just going to actually turn it down one, just a little bit bright. I am going to start working on making my my setup for my plumbing lines. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of show you all of the pieces that I picked up today and how I hope for them to look when I'm done assembling the jigsaw puzzle. So here, I'll show them to you. Okay, so I've got all of my parts and components laid out here on the table. So we've got the two valves. Your 1.5 inch valve is going to my gray water, which is where my sinks and everything drain to. The 3-inch one goes to my black water, which is only toilet water, so just only your toilet goes to that. The gray water holds all other water from your RV. Now, this is the Y that we could find that was most suited. So I'll kind of show you. This is the setup here that was on there. It's kind of in pieces because, of course, it broke in several pieces. But this here is basically what I'm replicating there. And then we'll have the valves in between, and then we have another capped piece. As you can see, there's a cap piece right here. So that cap piece will be this, with the valve in between. And then I'll have my ABS running to my gray water and my ABS running to my black water from there. As you can see, there's also the valve right here. Okay. So that's basically what I'm trying to replicate here with all of these pieces. So essentially I'm going to have this valve will go in between these in here. Same thing on this one. It'll go valve and then this flange piece here. And then I do have some various connector pieces that he did sell me. We weren't sure if I was going to need them, but he thought the best thing for me to do is have them. If I don't end up using them, I can return them. And then he did sell me a partially used ABS glue. He said I could buy a whole one. However, this one is about half empty. I'm going to pay half the price for it, and I won't have any leftovers, and I don't need any leftovers. So that's all the components there that I'm going to use to attempt to rebuild that. And then, of course, I have the two pieces of ABS. One, of course, is 3-inch for the black water and 1.5 inch for the gray. Okay, so I will try to record every component that I can as I'm working to rebuild this. It might be a little bit difficult because I don't 100% know that I know what I'm doing. So there may be parts in there where, you know, I gotta fiddle with things and figure things out, and I might stop the camera until I actually figure out how to put certain components together, etc. But let's go ahead and at least try to make that main section. Tomorrow when it's not raining, I plan to actually install the pipes that run from the tank to this valve system. Okay, so there's kind of a first part is assembling the valve system, and then the second part is actually installing that valve system with the ABS pipes that will connect to the tanks. That's unfortunately the messy part because my tank's not clean. The vehicle's not clean underneath, so I will probably do that assembly somewhere on pavement instead of here, because where I'm parked right now, the ground is quite dirty. So I'll probably go ahead and do that assembly in a parking lot somewhere, probably close to my gym, so that I can go have a shower immediately after. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're gonna put together the first part here, which is gonna be the 3-inch valve onto this flange here. So as you can see right here, there's this washer that's part of this valve. So this part of the washer is actually going to be on this part of this flange. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put that washer onto this first, so that when I'm piecing it all together, the washer's not slipping and falling out. So basically it's gonna go like this onto here like that, if you can see that. Then this piece with the washer will go on next, and then it comes with these bolts and nuts here to attach those pieces in all four corners. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll pick you up after I'm done. Hold here. Now when you were looking at it before, it was actually sitting this way. Okay, so you've got your off pipe to the gray water. We've got our valve partially assembled. This is going to release the black water out. Now I just want to show you kind of something I quickly did here, and I just hand tightened one here, and then very carefully I flipped it over like that, and then I hand tightened one. As you can see, it's on, I've got it here and here, just opposite corners, and then that's going to keep it held together while I put the rest of the screws in. Okay, so I'm going to put the rest of those screws in, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a ratchet on one side and a wrench on the other, just to basically you hold one end and you tighten the other, and then I'll keep tightening it all the way around. Like I won't tighten one really tight and then the next. I'll tighten this one, then this one, then this one, and this one, and then try to get them so that they're equally tight all the way around. Alright, so that's the first part that I'm getting done, and then I'll show you part number 2 shortly after. Alright, so I've got all of the bolts tightened here. I've got all of the pieces together for the 3-inch valve release. Now what he recommended I do to test it and make sure that it's not leaking in there with those seals before I end up attaching it down on the actual RV, he recommended that I put some water in here and then look out this bottom part to see if anything's coming out. So that was what he recommended I do with both sides, just to make sure that those seals are in properly, your bolts are on tight and sealed properly, and that was his recommendation, to make sure that it's all together properly, so that when you actually put it on, you don't find out that it's leaking because your actual black matter is leaking out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so I've actually reorientated this because I was starting to get confused. So that's my washroom over there. My dump tank line is going right out there. So this here, this end, see where these little knobs are? That's the end that's going to be facing outwards for me to hook the hose up to and drain the tank, okay? So I wanted to just orientate it the right way so that it's like, okay, yeah, this is how it's going to go on. Your drain lines. Alright, so as you can see, we've got the line running from the black water tank, and it's running to the valve system here. So this one here is going to be the valve for the black water, and then over on this side is the valve for the gray water. Now, however, if you look underneath here, that is the right here is the gray water. There was a line on that, this one, but it wasn't at the rate or an angle that would really work to connect to here. I'm not even sure how that even properly connected before, to be honest. We tried matching it up and it didn't really make sense, so maybe that was part of the problem to begin with. So I need to go pick up some elbows to bring it from here over to here. So that will be tomorrow. For today, This all needs to dry, but it's all glued in, and yeah, I guess tomorrow morning I'll be able to use my toilet again.